Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got a great fight to talk about that just may materialize. Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor. Gaethje's been pushing for this fight. Right now he's ranked number 5 at lightweight. Conor's ranked number 3, and with Khabib fighting Poirier and Tony Ferguson fighting Cowboy, this fight kind of makes sense. So after some short stats on these fighters, we're going to get into how they match up. Justin Gaethje's 5'11" with a 71-inch reach. He's a very experienced wrestler, NCAA Division I All-American. He has crazy knockout power. His MMA record is 20 wins with 2 losses. 17 of those wins have been by way of knockout. Gaethje is a problem. He has a great chin. Like I said, bricks for fists. He kind of reminds me of Dan Henderson, a guy with wrestling ability and big knockout power. His stand-up is a little bit limited. He has great leg kicks and a crazy right hand. Gaethje throws bombs. He tries to get you out of there. He's a very entertaining and exciting fighter. He's very willing to brawl and engage in a war of attrition. That's what makes him so fun to watch. With Gaethje's toughness, his tenacity, his wrestling skill set, and his big punching power, he's definitely a threat to anybody in the lightweight division. Conor McGregor's 5'9". He has a 74-inch reach. He is the former UFC lightweight and featherweight champ, the first 2-time active champ. He has an overall mixed martial arts record of 21 wins with 4 losses. 18 of those wins have been by way of knockout. Another KO artist. Conor's an extremely talented striker. He has amazing timing and reflexes. He has great distance control. He can take a punch. He likes to mix it up on the feet to confuse his opponents. Conor primarily stops people with his hands. He does like to throw kicks like spinning back kicks, teep kicks occasionally, but I think these are more probing strikes and to keep his opponents guessing. His left hand is a missile. If it connects on you, you're going to sleep. Conor has a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I do think he's a little underrated on the ground. So how would Conor McGregor and Justin Gaethje match up if they met in the octagon? Well, I think on paper and stylistically, Justin Gaethje's a bad matchup for Conor. I mean, think about it. A wrestler that can strike and that has big knockout power. The common narrative is that Conor can't wrestle, Conor has no ground game, but I don't necessarily think that's true. I think Conor is actually skilled on the ground. He's kind of underrated. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not no Damian Maia, but you can't be at that elite level without a ground game. We saw him use it against Max Holloway. We saw him use some of those skills against Nate Diaz in the first round of their first fight. It was really impressive how he swept Nate and stacked him up when he was fresh and still had gas in the tank. Conor, I don't think, is also a walk in the park to take down. In the Chad Mendes fight, he did get taken down often, but I think that was attributed to a knee injury. His movement and footwork is kind of difficult for grapplers to deal with. Now, with all that being said, can Justin Gaethje take Conor down if he chooses to? Absolutely. But will he? That's the question. I think Gaethje's ego is going to take over, and he's going to want to test himself and engage Conor on the feet, prove that he could beat him standing. And that may be his downfall, because Conor's exceptional on the feet. When he's on, has a full gas tank, he's one of the best in the business at striking. I think Conor's a more complete fighter on the feet. The power between the two is probably close to equal, but the overall skill standing, I have to give it to Conor. He has amazing timing, great setups, awesome reflexes, his counterpunching's on point, and I think he would get the better of Gaethje on the feet. Now, if Gaethje fought smart, tried to take Conor down, exhaust him with grappling, soften him up a little bit, I think for sure he could take this fight. But if these two met in the octagon, I would bet that Gaethje would stand with Conor and try to prove a point, go for the knockout, and get outclassed on the feet. So if these two guys fall and Conor was on his A game coming back, I think Conor would tag Gaethje early on, bust him up and hurt him, and by the time Gaethje realized he should have grappled and mixed it up, it'll be too late, he'll be a little diminished, and Conor would dominate the rest of the fight, and I would think finish Gaethje on the feet. Now, if Gaethje fought smart, he would engage Conor just enough to get in close, go for a takedown, make Conor wrestle, burn him out a little bit, similar to what Khabib did, and then in the later rounds, go in for the kill. But I don't see that happening. Based on Gaethje's past fights, this is going to be a striking war that I think he would lose. Anyway, guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. Would love to hear what you guys think, who you think will win this fight, how, and why. Thanks for watching the segment. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions. Truly appreciate it, guys. And I'll catch you all on the next segment.